It's a summer show. We have something in the neighborhood around 10 artists. We're basically doing a show in the summer, and we're bringing a bunch of artists with the gallery and a few artists that are new to the gallery. Just like a fun show. John Opie is among the best artists in the Lehigh Valley, bar none.
I wanted to be an artist when I was a kid, and so I became one. That's what I studied in the university, and that's what I've been doing ever since.
I especially love his jazz pieces.
I have a sub-theme of jazz musicians that I've done really for a long time, for many, many years. And I don't do them every day, but I do them occasionally. And here's one here. Here's Billie Holiday, the great singer. I'm working on one now at home of the tenor saxophonist Zoot Sims.
He just is such a passionate painter of jazz artists.
Been making paintings for about 50 years.
Beautiful work. Jet is a wonderful photographer who works both digitally as well as conventionally.
Okay, these are black and white silver gelatin photographs.
As opposed to archival digital prints, which for this particular application has a lot more romance, and you can tell the difference. Well, Bill Hutter's, what can I say? He's been in several of our shows at the gallery. He's had 9 pieces at the Hotel Bethlehem. Beautiful landscapes.
In art school, I obviously was influenced by the abstract expressionists like de Kooning, and it's not the style I paint in, but I got a lot of influence by them. Also a painter named Philip Gustin, who was an abstract expressionist, but then he started painting shoes and cartoon images. And I was really influenced by him because he actually was using imagery to tell a story.
Plants in the foreground, and in the background he'll have pieces of the city. And he actually lived in Manhattan, in and around Manhattan for 13 years. He's now back in the Lehigh Valley, but he has a strong connection to both. And his work is so special. Beverly, this is our first time at the gallery. I love her work. She does wonderful interiors, and they're juxtaposed, positioned in a very, very unusual way, and that it's almost as if they're painted with a fisheye. It just kind of brings elements together. The foreground and the background, to me, they have a compression which I love. They're very, very knowledgeable in marrying stainless steel and aluminum with exotic woods.
We actually do this together in a collaborative process. We've both come from very creative backgrounds. Brian was essentially a theatrical scenic designer. He went to graduate school for the arts. I originally went to school for architecture.
These two gentlemen, who I have great admiration for, were the fellows who actually built my reception desk, my benches in the gallery.
This particular piece is actually called the zebra table. It's made of a curly maple top, which is an American hardwood. The legs are maple as well. Again, the steel used in this is stainless, and it's actually a brushed stainless steel. We didn't electropolish this one because we wanted the brush look to accentuate the curly maple top.
We have 10 pieces in the gallery, and so far at the reception we sold 5. I'm so pleased, and they're thrilled, and I expect to bring them back to the gallery, no question. He's been painting for 8 years. He's 29 years old. He has never taken a lesson in his life, and he is an absolutely unbelievable painter of figurative pieces.
Working with a model a lot of times brings the ideas. Sometimes I have a very basic idea, and then working with the model, they change something, they move in a certain way, then it might even change the subject of the thing I had in mind.
There's two pieces in the show. One is called Atlas, and that is just a beautiful piece of a nude lying on what is an atlas. The other piece is a nude, nearly life-size, and she's pointing to what looks to be like a set of twins of black and white, probably of an older era, an older period. Just beautiful expressions, just a magnificent work. Cheryl Hochberg, one of my favorite artists. She considers herself a dreamy realist.
For many years I worked predominantly in still life and then sort of stretched into landscape and really only recently began to paint the figure.
She's very, very venturesome. She takes risks.
It's called Flight School, and so it has the boy with the bird and in front of the flight school, but hopefully you're a little unsure whether the bird is teaching the boy or the boy is teaching the bird.
Elizabeth, this is her first time in the gallery. She paints beautifully, and I particularly love the three pieces of pool players.
My children got their diapers changed on that table, and their dad, who is also in the picture, was a very good pool player. They grew up playing pool.
I'm proud to say that the pieces are selling very nicely in the gallery. It's her first time. He does these very, very beautiful, rich, figurative pieces, bathers, and then he does wonderful landscapes, very, very elegant landscapes.
There are some small pieces that are completely invented, that are just, the canvas was stuck on my studio wall blank, and this is what came about. And those especially change and move and contribute to large paintings as well as anything else does.
Definitely a rising star. I have a wall of silver gelatin images of mostly New York that I took in the early 80s. And images of from my Chrysler book. I've got just a small selection of my 3D images that I've been working on and filed a patent on. The gallery's open from 2 to 7, Fridays and Saturdays, and we're open on Sundays, but it would be a good idea to give us a call. Otherwise, give us a call by appointment.